Good day to you, ma'am, and to my fellow classmates. I'm gonna report to you the measures of relative position or quantiles for group data. Measures of relative position. When the data is given in ascending or descending order, it can be divided into various parts by different values such as quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. Quantiles. In statistics and probability, quantiles are the cut points dividing the range of a probability distribution into continuous intervals with equal probabilities or dividing the observations in a sample in the same way. Quartile. A quartile is a statistical term that describes a division of observations into four defined intervals based on the values of the data and how they compare to the entire set of observations. A quartile is a type of quantile which divides the number of data points into four parts or quarters of more or less equal size. The data must be ordered from smallest to largest to compute quartiles. Decile. Decile is a quantitative method of splitting up a set of ranked data into 10 equally large subsections. A decile rank arranges the data in order from lowest to highest and is done on a scale of 1 to 10 where each successive number corresponds to an increase of 10 percentage points. Percentile. Percentile are a type of quantiles obtained adapting a subdivision into 100 groups. Percentiles are expressed in the same unit of measurement as the input scores, not in percent. For example, if scores refer to human weight, the corresponding percentiles will be expressed in kilograms or pounds. In the limit of an infinite sample size, the percentile approximates the percentile function, the inverse of the cumulative distribution function. Group data. Group data are the data that has been bundled or grouped together in categories. Histograms and frequency tables can be used in this type of data. This is the formula in finding quartile values for group data. Qk is equals to Lb plus Kn over 4 minus CFB over FQk multiplied by I. So Lb stands for the lower boundary of the Qk class, N stands for the total frequency, CFB stands for the cumulative frequency of the class before the Qk class, FQk stands for the frequency of the Qk class, I stands for the size of the class interval, and K stands for the nth quartile. This is the formula in finding decile values for group data. dk is equals to Lb plus Kn over 10 minus CFB over FDK multiplied by I. So Lb stands for lower boundary of the dk class, N stands for the total frequency, CFB stands for the cumulative frequency of the class before the dk class, FDK stands for the frequency of the dk class, I stands for the size of the class interval, K stands for the nth decile. This is the formula in finding the percentile values for group data. Pk is equals to Lb plus Kn over 10 minus CFB over FPK multiplied by I. Lb stands for the lower boundary of the Pk class, N stands for the total frequency, CFB stands for the cumulative frequency of the class before the Pk class, FPK stands for the frequency of the Pk class, I stands for the size of the class interval, and K stands for the nth decile. Frequency distribution table. A frequency distribution table is consists of four major parts: the class interval, frequency, lower boundaries, and less than cumulative frequency. Class interval. Class interval are the range of the class and is denoted as a small letter I. Frequency. Frequency is the number of times the data value occurs. Lower boundaries. The lower boundary of each class is calculated by subtracting half if the gap value 1 half or zero point 0.5 from the class lower limit. Less than cumulative frequency. It is calculated by adding each frequency from a frequency distribution table to the sum of its predecessors. So this is the example number 1. Calculate the Q1, Q2, and Q3 of the scores of 50 learners in Filipino in a 40-item quiz. So the given here is class interval and frequency. So I stands for class interval, which refers to the gap between the lower value and the higher value. So N stands for the total frequency. For the Q1 class, Kn over 4 is equals to 1 multiplied by 50. 1 is the quartile value here, and 50 is the total frequency over 4. So 50 over 4 is equals to 12.5. So Kn over 4 is equals to 12.5. So 12.5 belongs to the class interval 16 to 20, because the class interval 16 to 20 has a less than cumulative frequency of 4 to 15. So it belongs to the class interval 16 to 20. So this is the formula for the Q1 class. Qk is equals to Lb plus Kn over 4 minus CFV over FQk multiplied by I. So 15.5 is the lower boundary plus 12.5, which is the Kn over 4 value, minus 3, which is the CFV or the cumulative frequency before, divided by 12 multiplied by 5. 5 is the class interval. So Q1 is equals to 15.5 plus 9.5 over 12 multiplied by 5. And Q1 is equals to 15.5 plus 0.79 multiplied by 5. Q1 is equals to 15.5 plus 3.5, which is equals to 19.45, or we round it off to 20. This is for the Q2. Kn over 4 is equals to 2, which is the quartile value, multiplied by 50, which is the total frequency, multiplied by 4. So we have here 100 over 4. So 100 over 4 is equals to 25. So 25 belongs to the class interval 26 to 30, because the class interval 26 to 30 has a less than cumulative frequency of 24 to 38. This is for the Q2. Q2 class is equals to QK equals LB plus Kn over 4 minus CFB over FQK multiplied by I. So Q2, substitute the lower boundary 25.5 plus the Kn over 4 value, which is 25, and the CFB value, which is 23, over 15, then multiply it by the interval 5. So Q2 is equals to 25.5 plus 2 over 15 multiplied by 5, and Q2 is equals to 25.5 plus 0.13 multiplied by 5. So Q2 is equals to 25.5 plus 0.67, which is 26.17. So our Q2 here is 26.17. This is for the Q3. Kn over 4 is equals to 3, which is the quartile value needed, and multiplied it by the total frequency 50 over 4, which we got here 150 over 4, and 150 over 4 is equals to 37.5. So 37.5 belongs to the class interval 26 to 30 because the class interval 26 to 30 has a less than cumulative frequency of 24 to 38. So this is the formula for the Q3 class. So Q3 is equals to 25.5 plus 37.5 minus 23 over 15 multiplied by 5. So Q3 is equals to 25.5 plus 14.5 over 15 multiplied by 5. Then Q3 is equals to 25.5 plus 0.97 multiplied by 5. So Q3 is equals to 25.5 plus 4.85, which is the total is 30.35. So our Q3 is 30.35. So let's go to the decile. Example 2. Calculate the D3, D6, and D8 of the score of 50 learners in English in a 40-item test. So our interval here is also the same, which is 5, and the total frequency, which is n, is equals also to 50. So this is for the D3. Kn over 10 is equals to 3, which is the decile value needed. Then multiplied it by 50 as the total frequency. Multiplied divide it by 10. Then we got here 150 over 10. And Kn over 10 is equals to 15, which is 150 divided by 10 is equals to 15. So 15 belongs to the class interval 16 to 20 because the class interval 16 to 20 has a less than cumulative frequency of 4 to 15, which is the total here. So this is the formula for the D3. So D3 is equals to 15.5 plus 15 minus 3 over 12 multiplied by 5. So D3 is equals to 15.5 plus 12 over 12 multiplied by 5. So D3 is equals to 15.5 plus 1 multiplied by 5. So we got here 15.5 plus 5 is total of 20.5, and we can run it off to 21. So our D3 is 21. So D6. So Kn over 10 is equals to 6 multiplied by 50. 6 here is the decile value needed, and 50 is the total number of frequency over 10. So 6 times 50 is 300 over 10. So 300 divided 10 is 30. So our Kn over 10 is equals to 30. So 30 belongs to the class interval 26 to 30 because the class interval 26 to 30 has a less than cumulative frequency of 24 to 38. So this is the formula for the D6 class. So D6 is equals to 25.5, which is our lower boundary, plus 30 minus 23 over 15 multiplied by 5. So D6 is equals to 25.5, then 7 because 30 minus 23, 7 over 15 multiplied by 5. So 25.5 plus 0.47 multiplied by 5. So we got here D6 is equals to 25.5 plus 2.35. So 25.5 plus 2.35 is equals to 27.85. We round it off to 28. So our D6 value is 28. So for the D8, D8 is Kn over 10 equals to 8 which is our decile value needed, multiplied by 50 over 10. So 8 times 50 is 400 over 10. So 400 divided 10 is 40. So kn over 10 is equals to 40. So 40 here belongs to the class interval 31 to 35 because the class interval 31 to 35 has a less than cumulative frequency of 39 to 47. So this is the formula for the D8 class. So D8 is equals to 30.50 plus 40 minus 38 over 9 multiplied by 5. So D8 is equals to 30.5 plus 2 over 9 multiplied by 5. So 30.5 plus 0.22 multiplied by 5. So D8 is equals to 30.5 plus 1.1. So our D8 is total of 31.6, or we can run it off to 32. So our D8 is 32. So now we go to example 3, which is the percentile. Calculate the P20, P60, and P80 of the scores of 50 learners in physical education in a 40-item exam. So here we have also the same class interval, which is 5, and a total number of frequency, which is 50 also. So for P20, Kn over 100 is equals to 20, which is our percentile value needed, multiplied it by 50 as the total number of frequency, over 100. So 20 times 50 is 1000. So here 1000 over 100. Then Kn over 100 is 10 because 1000 divided by 100 is 10. So 10 belongs to the class interval 16 to 20 because the class interval 16 to 20 has a less than cumulative frequency of 4 to 15. So this is the formula for the P20. P20 is equals to 15.5 plus 10 minus 3 over 12 multiplied by 5. So P20 is equals to 15.5 plus 7 over 12 multiplied by 5. So P20 is equals to 15.5 plus 0.58 multiplied by 5. So P20 is equals to 15.5 plus 2.9, which has a total of 18.4, or we can round it down to 18. So our P20 has a value of 18 or 18.4. Now for the P60. So P60 is Kn over 100 is equals to 60, which is the percentile value needed, multiplied by 50 over 100. So 60 times 50 is 3000 over 100. So 3000 divided by 100 is equals to 30. So 30 belongs to the class interval 26 to 30 because the class interval 26 to 30 has a less than cumulative frequency of 24 to 38. This is the formula for the P60. P60 is equals to 25.5 plus 30 minus 23 over 5 multiplied by 5. So P60 is equals to 25.5 plus 7 over 15 multiplied by 5. So P60 is equals to 25.5 plus 0.47 multiplied by 5. So we have here 25.5 plus 2.35, which has a total of 27.85, or we can round it up to 28. So our P60 here is 28. So lastly, for the P80 class, so P80 is Kn over 100 equals to 80, which is our percentile value needed, multiplied by 50 over 100. So 80 times 50 is 4,000 over 100. So 4,000 divided by 100 is 40. So our Kn over 100 here is 40. So 40 belongs to the class interval 31 to 35 because the class interval 31 to 35 has a lasting cumulative frequency of 39 to 47. So this is the formula for the PAT. So PAT is equals to 30.5 plus 40 minus 38 over 9 multiplied by 5. So PAT is equals to 30.5 plus 2 over 9 multiplied by 5. So PAT is equals to 30.5 plus 0.22 multiplied by 5. So 30.5 plus 1.1 is equals to 31.6, or we can run it up to 32. So our PAT here is 32. So that's all for my report. So thank you and God bless.